Good morning, everybody. Now, today's word, the final word, is mask. I think I've kind of done the obvious answer for today. This isn't like a big experimental piece, and the reason why I did that is because just to keep it loose and do something quite fun for me, like every day. But I think this has been quite a good one, and yeah, I'm wondering if you guys will get the idea behind this piece if I don't mention it. So I'm going to leave it till the end to mention the key thing that I did in this piece. I kind of wanted to take this, because it's the last day, as a time to discuss what I'm going to do in the future after Inktober's over. I do have a little surprise that's going to come later today, hopefully, if I finish it off. But when it comes to what I'm planning to do basically this coming week, my main hope for this channel really, when I first started it out, was to kind of force me to keep the habit of drawing very regularly and amassing a larger portfolio of work that I do. Because left to my own devices, I can take weeks on one piece, and it's not considerably better than a piece that took a few days. This channel, in a lot of ways, because I know I have to upload something regularly, it forces me to be a bit more disciplined. My big plan, I guess, from here on out, I say I want the discipline, but at the same time I don't want to strangle myself with it, because if I do have an interesting idea, I want to just be able to go do it. I don't want this to become like a job. I still want it to be fun for me. So what I'm going to say is, in general, my hope is to get one larger piece of art done, so something that might take 2, 3, 4 days of a week, and a smaller piece done. Either it's a much faster, larger piece, or it's going to be a smaller, like A5 drawings, or it could be sketchbook work on another part. So I'm aiming for 2 videos a week. Not sure about like when they'll regularly be uploaded. I think most likely maybe like Monday, Thursday. I'm not sure when people would probably prefer them to come out. I think something like that kind of like breaks up the week a few times, doesn't it? It makes it quite fun. And then I can always slot in if I have other ideas, or I do another little piece of work or something like that. But that's still really vague. So I'm going to talk about a few projects that I definitely have in mind. One of the ideas I had actually came from Doodle Stuff, and I'm sure you guys all know Doodle Stuff. He'll definitely be in the comments, I imagine. He's got some very funny videos, and you know, by some bizarre chance you watch these videos but you don't watch Doodle Stuff's videos, I can't recommend him enough. I'll put him in the description. You know, other than being just a great laugh and, you know, a lot of support over this month, he did mention in a comment on Instagram the other day about, I can't remember the exact thing, it's something like goat skipping with a snake. I thought that is quite a funny idea. So I was joking about it being a request, but then I was thinking that could be a funny idea. Maybe like once a week I could do a very like short video, kind of like these Inktober's, where you guys could comment just weird ideas for a drawing prompt, like a goat skipping with a snake. And I could give a go at drawing it that week, and whoever's comment I pick, I could always like shout out their, you know, if they have a YouTube, or if they have an Instagram, or their shop, or, you know, anything that they would like mentioned. You could always mention them as well, so it gives like an extra like a reward, because that's basically the limit of rewards I'm going to be able to give. But also, if you find that idea interesting, you could always draw it as well. We'll see. If nobody leaves any comments, I'll just have to deal with it. But I think that could be a really fun idea. I had this requested a few times through Inktober, and I was kind of hoping of doing one too, is a sketchbook tour of this Inktober sketchbook. I'm going to probably do that this coming week after Inktober at some point. Just have like a long chat about it. I'm not really sure what people want to hear me talk about on this. You know, I can quite easily just ramble on to myself, as you can tell, but it would be a lot of help if you guys have anything in particular you kind of hope I would talk about in a sketchbook tour, or you'd like me to comment on over this month's work, then that'd be great to hear, because you know, God knows what I'll end up talking about if you don't. My final idea, and this is kind of like just more a hint of things in the future, because I'm going to have to do a bit of research before I do this. I'm hoping to do this probably in December, because I'm thinking it might have a kind of Christmas theme. I'm thinking of doing an animation week. By that I mean a video every day where I create a bit of animation, and I'm planning on being 2D flat animation drawn on paper, and just doing kind of like an idle standing cycle, and just kind of going through the steps of how you'd make that, going through how do you plan out the stages, how do you do keyframes, how do you do it from line art, how do you get it into a computer, like kind of like doing that a day by day basis, so that if you wanted to do something similar you could obviously hopefully use it. And that's why I want to try and do a bit of research before I just go into it. I mean, I know the rough ideas and I know how to do it myself, but to explain it I think I need to kind of like get the words right, if you know what I mean. To be honest, it's mostly inspired by Cuphead, the game. I just love the animation in that. I love 2D animation, so the idea of doing kind of like a character that's doing a little something interesting I think could be a lot of fun to do. Hopefully you'd find it interesting to see something like that being made. So much like Inktober, this video is coming to an end. If you're wondering what the idea behind this drawing was, it's just whether you noticed that every mask that someone's wearing in this creepy ball is based on a drawing from this month. If you notice through the video, there's a pufferfish hat, there's a giraffe hat, there's a little bit of everything, so you should possibly notice every single one if you've got an eagle eye. But that's kind of what I wanted to do, is a masquerade ball of all the drawings of this month. It's quite dark for final image, but it's Halloween, so what are you gonna do? I hope the Inktober went well for all of you guys. I hope you've learnt loads of things, and I hope that you stick around and continue enjoying this channel. I'll see you again soon.